So I
Right.
want to start talking about elements of grief in the workplace, particularly the stages of grief. But before we do
Sure.
that,
Right.
I'm just curious, what got you into this in the first place?
Yeah. We get that question a lot. So there's a couple of really interesting things that have gone on in our lives. Somehow, my brother and I both wound up working in the death care industry. Right.
Yeah.
He's 10 years younger than I am. I spent 28 years. I spent 31 years with a company called Hillenbrand, and their largest subsidiary at the time was a company called Batesville Casket Company, which is the world's largest producer of burial caskets and cremation products. And I spent quite a bit of time in senior leadership positions in that organization. So I saw death care through the eyes of a supplier and through the eyes of the funeral home from the business side. And my brother decided that when my dad passed away back in 1989, he was sort of struggling to find himself. Guy was only 19 when that happened. And he got very intrigued by sort of the technical aspect of the grief process, not the grief process, but the death care process. And the gentleman who's owned the funeral home that my father went through gave Guy an internship, and he thrived in the environment. And so we both wound up in death care. And then about 3 years ago, an article appeared in Harvard Business Review, if I'm not mistaken. And the article was all about grief in the workplace, but it was devoid of any real advice for leaders, right? There was some generalities thrown out in the article, but it didn't really specifically give leaders anything to sink their teeth in. And with my leadership background, the last 12 years of my career, 13 years of my career, I spent in senior leadership positions, VP of Human Resources, Vice President of Global Manufacturing and Supply Chain, and then 3 years as a president of a subsidiary of an operating company. Between all of the things that I had experienced in leadership, all of the things Guy has experienced through his funeral home experience in dealing with grieving families, and then our combined experiences in leadership and working through our own grief in our lives and helping others in the work environment, we thought, we could contribute to this field of grief, grief counseling, if you will, not by being more focused on the individual, but being focused on the leaders who have to lead these people and helping them realize that they are part of this person's support system, not just their boss. And so that's how the book got started. We decided that in order to make that happen, we probably should put our thoughts down in writing. And 2 years ago, we started writing the book, and we finally got it completed after all the research and interviews, and we finally got it completed in August, and it was published in October.